Hey guys, it's Tara here from TaraAllenHealth.com, and it is Wednesday at our usual date time, which is 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So how are you guys doing today? Here on Long Island, it's a little gloomy, although it's still bright because I'm right by the window, but it's kind of rainy. This whole week I think it's supposed to be rainy. But then again, we did have lots of sunshine last week, so I can't really complain. So I hope everyone who celebrated Mother's Day had a wonderful Mother's Day. I know I did. I just got to hang out with the kiddos a bit, and it was fun. We got to celebrate my mom and my mother-in-law, so it was really nice. Today on the video, I was actually going to be talking to you guys about something completely different, and something just popped up and made me want to bump the topic. So today we're actually talking about and highlighting and congratulating a former client. She did the reset, my 10-day Healthy New You reset back in January. And I'm going to talk about her. I'm going to talk about the results that she had in the moment. I'm going to talk about where she's at right now also. So stay tuned because she's got some advice for you guys. I see a couple of you have joined. I can't see who's here. So if you guys can just drop a little comment and say hi when you join. Okay, so I'm going to read you her testimonial first. So after the 10-day reset that she did back in January, this is what she wrote immediately after. So my computer's back here. I'm just going to be looking. Hey, Joanie. So she said, I just finished Tara's 10-day reset and I feel phenomenal. I started out needing to lose about 1/3 my body weight. I dropped 18 pounds in 10 days. More importantly, by the way, I want to just stop right there. 18 pounds in 10 days, you guys. That's like almost 2 pounds a day, if you think about it. Crazy, right? We're going to get into why that happened. Hey, Catherine. Thanks for joining. So, okay, I dropped 18 pounds in 10 days. More importantly, I don't feel exhausted all the time, even working the night shift. My pain level in my joints and muscles is almost completely gone. Thank you, Tara, again and again. Signed, J.O. So J.O. is willing to reveal herself today. So with her permission, because you guys know I normally just stick to initials and I would never reveal anyone's identity if they didn't want me to. J.O. is Joanie. And so let's like clap for Joanie. Can you guys put a little thumbs up in the comments or like a high five or something, because Joanie is a rock star and she deserves that. And Joanie, since we live far away, I can't give this to you in person, but this is for you. Pretend I'm giving you this rose. Congratulations on your amazing results. So you guys might see, if you see my emails or you see my posts, I've told you that we've had a range of people losing between 4 pounds and 18 pounds on this reset. So Joanie is the 18 pounds, now you know. And all in between there. So it depends on so many factors what your results would be individually, right? So it depends on what your starting weight is. It depends on how much inflammatory water weight you have to lose. It depends on how much excess body fat you have to lose. It depends on, of course, how much you're moving during that time too. And it also depends on how much you stick to the program. So I have a lot of people, every time I say that I'm doing this reset again, I get a lot of emails and a lot of comments about things that people are concerned about. They've got family parties, they've got birthdays, they've got so many things going on. We all do, right? And they want to know, can I still do this even though I've got these plans in place? And they're nervous. Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Joanie says thank you for the rose. Yes, Joanie's here watching with us, guys. So the superstar I'm talking about today is watching with us. Okay, so people have concerns, right, with the reset. Well, it's 10 days long. There is a weekend, right? You can't do a 10-day long thing without there being a weekend in between there somewhere. So what about that? We always have all these plans going on. And so to that, I always answer with a couple of things, and I let you make the final judgment call. But you can look at it a few different ways. Number one, you can say, I'm going to commit to this thing for 10 days because I really want to see how I do. I want to get the best results possible, and I want to feel amazing that I was able to commit to something for 10 days. And so those people are going to maybe pack their food and bring it with them when they've got these different family things. There's trade-offs for everything, right? So what would be good about bringing your food with you? Well, you're going to get the best results possible because you're sticking with the program. What might be not so good about bringing your food with you? Well, you probably got somebody in your family that's going to tease you about it, right? At least one person. We all got that aunt or somebody. You're probably going to feel like you're missing out a little bit. If you're going to a restaurant or a party where there's like all this delicious food, you might feel a little bit deprived in that moment. So then there's other options too. The other extreme is that you can go to that restaurant, you can go to that party, and you could just be like all in. Like, forget this darn reset for today or for this meal, and I'm just gonna have whatever I want to order. I'm gonna have all the dessert. But then all I say is that the very next meal, go right back into the program, so that this way you can at least get something out of the reset. And then there's always that middle ground too. If you're going to a restaurant and you want to do the reset, maybe you don't want to bring your food with you, but you're going to decide that you're going to order something a little bit healthier. So maybe you end up ordering a salad with some clean protein and your dressing on the side, or whatever. So you always have that option up to you. And maybe you even can think about a different option that I didn't think about myself. But just so you know, people that are doing this reset, this 10-day reset, it's not that they're staying home all weekend long. It's not that they don't have temptations going on. They just decided that they want this kick in the butt. They want to experience something new. They want to see how they do, and they want to start off, in this case it'll be summer, right? They want to get these results before summer, and that momentum will keep them going and help them to make healthier choices throughout the rest of the summer. Hey Kathy. So all right, so you heard Joanie's testimonial, so that's what happened. And why? Why did she get such amazing results? Well, besides her being a rock star and sticking with the program, the reset is designed in a way that's very healthy. So weight loss is not the only thing that I'm thinking about. When I designed this reset, it was with tons of research behind it, scientific, nerdy research, research with my own clients, research on myself, and I put together a program that I knew to be beneficial for you guys. Hey Tiffany, thanks for joining. So, hey Michelle, thanks for joining. So, I spent a lot of time like in the shadows, not telling anybody that I was doing this, to put this together to make it just so for you. And the reason it works is because it decreases inflammation, it stabilizes your hormones, it breaks those sugar cravings as a result, and it just kind of keeps you really steady. So people find things that I'm not even advertising as being side effects, beneficial effects of this reset. People are telling me all the time. I can't sit here and list you 20 things that are going to happen for you during the reset, because that would be kind of ridiculous, right? Only you will be able to tell me what happens for you when you do the reset. But things that I've heard in the past, besides what I'm telling you, is the weight loss and the sugar cravings will be gone, and you're going to get boosted energy levels. But some people are telling me that their skin is glowing. People are telling me that their pain has decreased. You heard Joanie say her pain has decreased. People are saying that their moods are more stable, that their migraines have disappeared. And it makes sense if you think about it, because all of these things are the result of inflammation going on in our body. So once we balance out those hormones, we break those sugar cravings, the inflammation decreases, and you're going to find phenomenal results because of that. So hey Jennifer, thanks for joining. So scientifically, it makes sense why this would happen. So is it all fat loss that you'll experience during the reset? No, it's not all fat loss. It's going to come from a combination of fat loss and excess water weight. So we're not dehydrating you. You're going to stay very hydrated during this process. So it's not like in the same camp as, let's say, MMA fighters who have to cut weight for a fight. They dehydrate their body. That's not healthy. I'm not going to take you through something that's not healthy. You stay nice and hydrated, but we're going to get rid of that excess inflammatory water weight, that, the swelling that you get. A lot of times you'll notice if you have too much salt, you'll get like those swelling in your fingers and maybe even your face. If you eat something that doesn't agree with you, you might get that swelling also. That's all part of the inflammation process. And many of us have that going on even if you don't notice the swelling. So some of the weight loss will come from that inflammatory swelling, and some of it will come from fat loss. It should not come from lean muscle mass that you're losing, like muscles. If somebody goes on, let's say, like a starvation diet for too long, your body will actually start to eat its own muscles up. And that's not happening on this reset because we are eating very often. We're eating plenty of protein. We're actually staying really, really nourished, okay? So this is not like a juice cleanse or anything like that. You're eating 5 times a day, 5 times. So you're eating 3 meals and 2 snacks, and they're all balanced. It's a lower glycemic way of eating. We're cutting out a lot of the foods that cause inflammation, so you see how your body does on that. And you're staying nice and full. So a lot of people are really surprised that they're not so hungry on this, and it's because you're eating lots of real whole healthy foods. We eliminate the processed foods for this time. We eliminate the sugar. There's still some sweet things in there. We are having some fruit. I do give you a dessert recipe that you can have. So, you know, if you have a sweet tooth, we're going to kind of cater to that a little bit too, but you're gonna really break the sugar cravings on this reset. So Joanie did this reset, and let me tell you, Joanie is busy. So Joanie is a full-time working, night shift working mama and grandma, and she's fully a mama and a grandma. So her kids aren't like all grown already. She's still very much in the mama phase and also helping with her grandchildren quite a lot. So she's very busy. And she told me that, and Joanie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you told me that you were still cooking meals for your family separate from the reset. So you're basically cooking all your reset meals and for the family too. And if she can make it work, I know that you can make it work too. She's very, very, very busy, like we all are. And homeschooling, that's right, Joanie. Thank you for reminding me. And she's homeschooling and did all of that, okay? So she was really, really dedicated to this. And I want to tell you also, in order to save you some time, because I knew that that needed to be part of this reset, I knew that you probably wouldn't be able to spend hours in the kitchen every night making your meals, so I don't have you doing that. So I used a cook once, eat twice approach when creating this reset. So making your leftovers work for you. If you make something ahead of time, then you're going to be able to eat it for one meal and then eat it for another meal after that as well. So you will be able to, I give you everything ahead of time, so you can even like prep stuff in advance. You can even make all of your meals on the weekend if you want. If you don't want to do any work during the weekdays, you'll be able to do that. Lots of the meals are also quick grab and go. All of the snacks are very easy, quick grab and go options. And lots of the meals we do, like, you know, entree salads and things like that, that you can just pack them and bring them to work, or bring them as you're running the kids here and there and everywhere. Joanie says, I do cook for the family, and I've been sneaking healthier food into their meals. So you're changing their lives too, Joanie. That's amazing. So anyway, these meals and these snacks are really designed to not keep you in the kitchen for hours. You'll be cooking here and there, so you'll get some new recipes out of it, which is cool too, because then you've got all this information and this reset to be able to use whenever you want to. So if you want to reset a couple times a year, go ahead and just grab that information that I gave you, and you can do it all over again. You can reset at any point after the holidays if you need to break out of those sugar cravings, you know, before an important event, if you want to just be feeling and looking your best, you'll have these tools to use whenever you want. So with the reset, we start June 4th, it's a Monday, and we go through to the Wednesday, June 13th. That's the next one that we're doing coming up. And I will be emailing you the Thursday before, so that's May 31st, I believe, all the information that you need. So you've got all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to choose whenever it's best for you to go grocery shopping, take a look at the guide that I send you, ask whatever questions you have. So I will send you the meal plan, all the recipes, and the grocery list, so you don't have to do any thinking. It's just the grocery list is right there. And I will even send you a blank meal plate template, so if you want to move things around, if you're like, oh, I'm going to move that dinner to this day and this dinner over here because it just works better for my schedule, you can do that. And so you've got your own little template to fill in if you want to do that. And then you also get a reset success guide, which is the guide where I spill all my secrets as to why this thing is going to be working for you. Because if you are done with this, you want to know, why did I get such great results? What is the magic behind it? What's the science behind it? So it's not too heavy, but I do go into what we're avoiding, what we're including, and why these things are going to be beneficial for you. So you've got all those things to keep forever. And then in my Facebook group, there's support every single day in there, and then you also get an email from me. So we go over further tips. We go over what would be normal for you to be feeling and experiencing. You've got the support of other people if you want it, or you can just kind of hang back in the shadows if you just want to be more of a lurker. I totally get it. So you've got all of those tools available to you, and you'll have access to me every single day during the reset. So now that you know a little bit more about the reset, you can see why Joanie was so successful. And now it's been 4 months since she did that. So let's do a little check-in. So Joanie just sent me this. After the reset, she says she went back to her old ways, right? Which is normal. By the way, at the end of the reset, I do give you some tips as to how to transition back into your quote-unquote normal diet, because most people are not going to keep eating the exact same way. You know, you're going to loosen the reins a little bit, and I expect you to. So I go over how to do that in a way where you can really keep your results. So she went back to her old ways though, and she said luckily she only gained 6 pounds back. Okay, so doing the math, she was still down 12 pounds, right? Since last Sunday, it's been much better, and she's kept her health in the front of her mind every minute. So this is what she does. These are her secrets that she wanted to share with you that's really working for her. She's going to reweigh herself soon when she goes back to the same scale, but she's expecting herself to be back down. So for every morsel of food she puts into her mouth, she said she does this when she's eating meals, snacks, grocery shopping, all of it. She asks herself 2 questions. Will this support my health, or will this support disease and inflammation? I think that's genius. It's so simple, yet so effective to be thinking of that. Is this going to support my health? Is this going to nourish me, or is this going to support disease and inflammation? And just taking that 1 second to stop and think about it can be all you need to break the cycle. Now, sometimes you might say, you know what, but right now it's this like soul food. Like I really need this food right now. And that's totally fine too. You know, sometimes I make that choice. It's not necessarily just for my health, but maybe in that moment it's for mental health. And as long as you take a moment to stop and think about it and take a deep breath and make that decision, the food doesn't have control over you. You have control over the food. You're making the decisions for yourself. So the second question was WWTD, which I never even asked her to clarify, so tell me if I'm wrong, Joanie, but I think she meant by that, what would Tara do? I don't want to be presumptive there. Hi, Carrie, thanks for joining. I think WWTD was what would Tara do, which is hilarious for a number of reasons, one of which I have a family member who says that they ask themselves the same question. And I will say that I am not this like, you know, beacon of always making the best decisions all the time for my health. Like I certainly make those choices for my mind just needs this. Maybe I get that glass of wine, or I have that piece of chocolate, right? So I'm all about moderation. But I think what's really, really important, and what's something that you guys can take away from this right now, is that there's just have somebody that you think about. You know, it can be in all areas of your life, but somebody that is maybe further along in the path than you think. Or maybe they're in closer to a place where you want to be, and think about how they make those choices. So I know I channel certain people in my life that I feel are really positive and upbeat, and they're able to reframe negative scenarios and make them more positive, like look at the challenges in the situation. There's a few people like that in my life that I try to channel when I make certain choices or when I'm dealt with something difficult. And I can only imagine that it would be something like that. Yeah, Joanie, what would Tara do? That's so funny. And you're going to make me blush right here too. So I think it's really smart, because I think that even if this idea of what would Tara do, even if it's not maybe necessarily what I actually would do, maybe it is, maybe it's not, but the idea is that you're thinking about something that represents health to you. You're thinking about something that you believe will get you farther along in your path, and it's enough to take a pause and to like reevaluate your decision that you're about to make. And I think that we can all do that in so many areas of our life if we just find like the icon of the person that we're going to become. It could even be yourself, but in the future. Like like I'm going to say Mary. So let's say Mary, you know, in a year from now, she wants to be like really fit and strong and happy and healthy and all of that. She could think, what would Mary 1 year from now do? You know, think about you becoming that person that you want to be, and that can help to be like the North Star in order to be able to make your choices. So Joanie, that's really funny. What would Tara do? But those are the two questions. So she asked herself, will this fuel my health or fuel disease and inflammation? And then she asked herself, what would Tara do? But you pick anybody that works for you. I think that's really smart, and that has helped her to stay successful in these 4 months, right? So most people, you hear about these like short-term things. That's why I was really hesitant for the longest time to put out something that was short-term, like a 10-day reset. You know, normally if I hear lose 5 pounds in 5 days, I just roll my eyes, because usually it's not healthy. It usually requires deprivation. Usually people don't keep the results, and that's not what I'm all about. I'm all about the long-term health. But when I really thought about it, you guys were asking me for meal plans. You were asking me for a short-term program to kind of get your toes wet. And I did see the value in giving you something that was going to give you such great results in a short period of time, and that being like the jumping board for what you were going to do with it. So once people have committed to doing something that they are really successful at, that's when our self-confidence starts to go up. And then we can make even more, set even more goals and become successful. So basically our self-confidence is completely wrapped around the goals you set for yourself and if you keep them. So do you keep your word to yourself? This is now we're getting a little bit more into the mind game, but it's all related, right? So do you keep your word to yourself? If you say you're going to do something, do you do it? If you set a goal for yourself, do you achieve it? And that completely comes back down to how much self-confidence you have. Can you trust yourself? So that's one of the reasons it's so important to set really attainable goals. You want to set a goal that feels like maybe a little bit of a stretch, but something that you can definitely manage. And once you hit that, you just ride that high for so long. You feel so good about yourself. Not only you feel good because you got to that goal, but you feel good because you kept your word to yourself. So now you're more likely to want to set another goal and keep your word to yourself about that, and you can see how it just spirals from there. So this reset goes from June 4th to June 13th, the next one. And that's on purpose. I want to kind of jumpstart you right into the summer where we're having barbecues and ice cream and our schedules are all like out of whack and the kids are home from school. And it's a time that although we are usually revealing more skin, like we're on the beach, we're in our bathing suits, it's also a time that a lot of times we kind of throw caution to the wind and just, you know, kind of give up and say, never mind, I'll be fit for next summer. And so this is not about just weight loss. This is not just about losing your inflammation. It's not just about losing that fatigue and boosting your energy levels, but it's about setting yourself up to a point where you're feeling like you are on top of the world and you've got this motivation to keep going to whatever you want to go. Maybe you want to run a 5K race in the fall, or maybe you know, have some other reward that you want to give yourself. I don't know. But once you have fulfilled this promise to yourself, you're going to be able to set a goal and achieve it from that point on too. So if you guys have any questions about this upcoming reset, let me know. The early bird pricing is actually over tonight at midnight. So if you are interested in joining the reset, please do it today because you're going to get $10 off. So the normal reset price is $67. And up until midnight tonight, it's $57. So for the $57, you get the meal plan for 10 days, you get the grocery list, you get all the recipes, and you get that reset success guide that goes into all the reasons we're doing what we're doing and how you can, you know, maintain those results going forward. You get daily emails from me and support, and you get daily support and posts within my private Facebook group too. So if that sounds good to you, if you're ready to make a change, if you're ready to be just like Joanie, of course your results will vary, right? You'll have other things that she didn't experience, and you might not experience the same things, but the point is that you will have your own testimonial at the end of these 10 days because, listen, I've heard back from like 90% of the people who've gone through the reset. There's always some people that don't want to tell you how they're doing, right? They're maybe just not interested, but about 90%, which is really amazing, have written back to me and told me about their whole experience. And of those 90% of people, they've lost between the 4 pounds and the 18 pounds, and plus a whole host of other things. Like I said, the lost migraines and the sugar cravings that they lost. What else? They have more energy. Someone told me that her mom told her that she's been nicer. So guys, if you want to be nicer, just come and do my 10-day reset, and let's see if we can make you a little bit nicer. I'm kidding, but am I? Okay, so I'm going to drop a link in the comments if you have any questions, and if you can at least drop a little congratulations to Joanie, because she really deserves it. She had such amazing results, and she was able to keep it off, and even when she kind of steered a little bit left and steered a little bit right, she keeps course correcting, and she's really following on the same, on that path, and she's kind of figured it out. So follow her advice, because it's really a good one. And I will talk to you guys soon. Joanie, this one's for you. Have a good Wednesday, everybody. Bye.